Exhausting, but worth it. Some would say that visiting such beautiful places, you feel like you've stepped into a dream. After experiencing remarkable things, lying in bed at home, the scenes keep playing in your mind. Some even lose themselves in these memories, longing to stay forever in such paradise, unwilling to return to the mundane reality. We have the chance to peek into others' lives, yet even after returning home, we can't shake it off. We don't belong there, and we never will. We're just passing tourists. The snow-capped mountains, forests, grasslands, yaks, they don't know anyone, judge anyone, or care about anyone. They stand silently, welcoming wave after wave of curious visitors. Many people marvel at the golden sunrise on the snow-capped mountains. Just another ordinary day for thousands of years. Where do I even begin to recount this crazy dream? In the last episode, I mentioned we might experience many things on Gladiator. And indeed, everything we imagined is happening at an unimaginable speed. We started planning this journey of over 3,000 miles very early. I knew we'd encounter many unexpected things, but after going through it, I feel like we initially underestimated everything. During that time, we were still preparing for the journey. Our plan was to fill the bed with vegetables to avoid the high tolls on the highways. However, the Gladiator had a limited weight capacity, so we were figuring out how to bring everything without exceeding the limit. In the end, we couldn't bring everything along and had to dismantle the luggage rack to save 45 pounds, then ship the extra items to our destination. We woke up at 3 in the morning to head to the largest local vegetable market. We purchased 6 crates of green peppers and a bag of grapefruits, ensuring that we stayed within the weight limit. Everything was ready to go. We set off, spending our first night in Guizhou, a province renowned for its spicy cuisine. I have interacted with locals here before. I found them wild yet warm-hearted. One of the local delicacies involves frying food on oil-coated iron plates, boasting fresh ingredients. Yet, truth be told, it's overwhelmingly salty and spicy, a taste we struggled to embrace. After dinner, we took a stroll nearby, where many teenagers played basketball. Jamin joined them. Faced with these energetic youths, he found himself struggling to keep up, gasping for breath. Perhaps they might envy our ability to venture into the distance in our Gladiator, but we also reminisce about the carefree days of our own youth, just like theirs. We've arrived in Chongqing, a city perched upon hills, perpetually shrouded in mist, earning it the moniker Fog City. It's close to my hometown of Sichuan. We speak similar dialects, share similar cultures, and all adore hot pot. Many outsiders can't even discern the differences between these two provinces, but this was my first visit. Before coming to Chongqing, I always thought it was an old small county. But as I walk the streets here, the city is more bustling than I could have ever imagined. Some say this city exudes a cyberpunk vibe. The locals are equally passionate, boasting an impressive network of rail transit. Due to the city's dramatic topography, navigation often falters here. Sometimes you think you're on the 22nd floor, only to find yourself on the ground floor of another building. We returned to my hometown, a simple village in the countryside. It was our Lunar New Year, and after our reunion dinner, we decided to capture some footage along the rural roads. Our drone unexpectedly got caught in a tree. Growing up in the city, none of us were skilled at climbing trees. In the end, we had to ask my dad for help. He climbed up and retrieved the drone for us. Thanks, Dad. We visited Asia's largest mountain landslide site, where countless boulders and vast riverbeds stretch out. In 2008, this area was struck by an 8.0 magnitude earthquake, resulting in 70,000 deaths, 10,700 missing, and 370,000 injuries, also forming this immense mountain landslide. Our drone encountered a mishap for the second time, but luckily it got caught in the bushes and didn't fall to the ground. Continuing our journey northward, we reached the True Plateau region. Jiamin began experiencing mild altitude sickness. The roads here are dotted with the livestock of nomads, and snow is beginning to accumulate on the slopes. I reached out to my college friend Sonam to be our guide. He's an experienced local Tibetan, navigating us in his Mitsubishi SUV. We've known each other since 2018, often embarking on cycling adventures together. 6 years later, we'd be setting off on another adventure together, this time in off-road vehicles. Fate truly works in mysterious ways. Sonam welcomed us warmly and treated us to local delicacies like handmade noodles with beef and green peppers. However, as we began our meal, he received a call from home saying their dog had gone missing. He had to rush back to help search. In order to capture the sunrise, we had to wake up at 5 in the morning and rush to the mountaintop. This year, there wasn't much snow accumulation. Sonam mentioned that last year, the snow on the road reached the height of the engine hood, causing his car to get stuck. He had to enlist the help of his brother to get out of the situation. I believe the scenery here speaks for itself. That evening, perhaps due to the early wake-up call or inadequate meals, Jiamin began experiencing pronounced symptoms of altitude sickness. He felt dizzy, had headaches, and was drowsy. Sonam led us to a clinic, and after testing, it was found that Jiamin's blood oxygen level was at 71%, while mine was at 81%. We both suffered from varying degrees of hypoxia, so we quickly sought refuge to rest. Because there were so few people, many accommodations were closed for the new year, and the towns were hundreds of miles apart. We had to drive through the night. It was a highly risky move. There were no streetlights, countless sharp bends, icy roads, and sudden appearances of animals. I wished I had more headlights to illuminate the way. We continuously breathed in oxygen along the way to stay alert. We reached our accommodation at around 1 in the morning, and we were finally safe. Who would use tube doors in the icy wilderness? Perhaps we truly were a bit mad to choose to install tube doors in this frigid wind just to film a promotional video. After breakfast, Jiamin's condition noticeably improved. We toured around the Tibetan town and planned to film the tube doors on the icy lake of the grassland. Along the way, we encountered yaks that had been eaten by wild animals. I found these creatures interesting, sometimes gentle, sometimes temperamental. The newborn calves would excitedly leap around upon seeing cars on the road, while the older yaks licked the salt used to melt ice and snow, paying no mind to our honking attempts to pass. We raced across the icy lake, with Sonam cautioning us multiple times not to stay here till nightfall, because phones would lose signal and the entire grassland would be pitch black, making it difficult to find a way out. As the sun rapidly descended, we hurriedly packed our belongings. After an hour of bumpy ride, we finally reached the town. We had our last dinner with Sonam. He needed to return home to attend to family matters. We were going to head south to warmer climates. Goodbye, Sonam. From now on, we'll have to make our own way. Jiamin experienced his second bout of altitude sickness. He couldn't even put on his own shoes. I couldn't risk Jiamin's well-being any longer, so we decided to head back to Canton. As we passed Windmill Mountain, Jiamin's health began to improve. Truth be told, it wasn't the best time to be there. The weather was overcast, and the mountain vegetation had turned dry and yellow. The fierce winds made breathing difficult, yet many tourists persisted in their mountain ascent. Drones wobbled through the gusts, navigating the turbulent skies. The spot where I sat was locally known as the Devil's Tongue, named after some plant, I suppose. Well, I must admit, seeing it in person left me somewhat disappointed. Online images can be deceiving. But really, in this era of information overload, there's no shortage of breathtaking views captured by countless others with better equipment and expertise. What truly intrigues me is not just the scenery, but the stories that unfolded between us and these places. That's where the real fun lies. As I mentioned from the beginning, returning to Canton, I feel like I'm still in that dream, with images of driving on snow-capped mountains and icy lakes replaying in my mind. Where will the next adventure with Gladiator take us? I don't know. I have returned to my ordinary work and busy life, but I still have expectations in my heart. In March, we'll be heading to the east to visit China's largest car modification expo. Our tube doors are about to go on pre-sale, and our camping life will continue. Wherever you are, I hope the new year brings you smooth sailing and good health for your family. Stay tuned until next time. See you.